Hey, you. Listen. Come here. Listen. I'm going to throw an idea at you here, okay? And it's going to sound crazy, but I need you to stay with me, okay? What if we made an elemental Gunlance build? I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, but Rurikhan, the current iteration of the Gunlance weapon tree quite simply does not support the elemental playstyle. The options are just not there. And up until last week, the only wide shelling level 6 Gunlance we had was the Rurikhan Gunlance. And that Gunlance is quite basically a pretty bad Gunlance. I've talked about it. The stats on it are not very good. The only good thing that Gunlance has is its shelling level. And I've made builds around it, sure, but I never really liked that Gunlance all that much, okay? However, since the introduction of the Safi'Jiiva Siege, I've been thinking about this. I've been like, man, I should do an elemental Gunlance because now I can customize every single aspect of the Gunlance. I can really raise up its element. And to top it off, the new armor set that came with Safi'Jiiva also supports an elemental playstyle whilst providing you a buttload of affinity, which we will be taking advantage of. And I think that this is going to be a pretty fun Gunlance. So let's check it out. We got the Safi's Drakbuster. Now this one is the dragon damage version of the Safi Gunlances, which means you're going to be using this against monsters that are weak to dragon. Naturally, if you want to follow the elemental playstyle, you're going to need to craft 5 of these. I'm already working on it. I have the base versions of them pretty much all done. All I have to do is just like raise the levels of a couple of skills, so it should be fairly easy to get all of these done. The skills that you need to get, the hardest one to get on the weapon is going to be the Shelling White 2. That appears to be one of the rarest skills to spawn. For whatever reason, Long shows up a lot, Normal shows up a lot. Shelling White 2 does not show up all that much. I'll tell you what though, having shelling types of level 1, regardless if it's normal or if it's long, just having the level 1 there helps you get more shelling options whenever you roll for new awakened abilities. So keep that in mind. But anyways, on our case, we got the Safi's Drakbuster here. We got a decent amount of sharpness. We got 621 attack, 15% affinity because it's augmented with 10% additional affinity. We have 530 dragon element. Elder Seal average if you happen to be fighting Elder Dragons. It will come in handy. We have a tier 4 decoration slot. Have a defense bonus plus 15. This comes with the Gunlance itself. And we have Wide Shelling level 6. Now the awakened abilities to get this are Shelling Wide 2, Sharpness increase 5, Element up 6, Element up 5, and Element up 5. So this does give a bit of work for you to get a Gunlance like this going, but it doesn't require you to look for a specific ability like Zora Magdro's Essence, which last time I tried going for that, it took me about 69 rolls. I kid you not, I got it on the 69th roll for whatever reason. But anyway, the augmentations that we have on there are Affinity Increase, Defense Increase 1, and Health Regen 3. Now you can exchange that Defense Increase 1 for Status Up if you want to. Well, Element Up in this case. I went with the Defense because I feel like this set, it feels very fragile. So a lot of times you get hit and it hurts a lot, particularly if you're hunting like tier 3 tempereds in the Guiding Lands. It's going to hurt a lot. So I went with the defense because every now and then it gives you the Divine Blessing proc thing. So that has made my life significantly easier. Let's keep going with this. Let's talk about the rest of this build. When it comes to decorations, on the Safi's Drakbuster, we're going to put Artillery Jewel plus 4. Okay? And then we have the Safi Crested Crown Beta. We're going to be using the entire set of Safi'Jiiva because it's going to give us 40% affinity and a bunch of elemental attack on top of it. So we got the Iron Wall Expert Decoration. This is because it allows you to block just a couple of attacks and also allows you to utilize your guard point on a couple of situations. So I like having that Iron Wall in there. And naturally Expert because we're going to be maxing out our crit eye, as you can imagine. Then you got the Dragon Jewel 1. This is going to max out dragon damage. Artillery level 1. On the chest, we got Jumping Expert and a Magazine Jewel. On the gloves, we got Jumping Expert again, a Shield Jewel and a Mind's Eye Jewel. Because, you know, sheathing a Gunlance takes too long. So we're just going to block everything they throw at us. And Mind's Eye because if you bounce when you are trying to do Poke Shell Poke, it is a pain in the ass and it can get you killed. On the belt, we're going to be going Jumping Expert as well as Vitality. On the Safi Crested Boots, we're going to go with the Expert Jewel plus 4, a Vitality 1, and an Expert. We're going to wrap this set up with a Wormsbane Charm 5. But then, we're also going to be using a Glider Mantle. The Glider Mantle is key to this set because you need more skills. You need to get even more skills than the ones that you got. So you're going to want to get that Glider Mantle. And then we have a Temporal Mantle with 2 Maintenance Decos. Now, usually you want to open things up by using the Glider Mantle, and then you use the Temporal Mantle whenever you don't have it to lower the cooldown on Glider Mantle, because Glider Mantle comes back up pretty damn fast. So you're going to be able to keep these skills up for a majority of the fight. Okay, so you want to have Glider Mantle as much as possible. Okay, now in the Glider Mantle, I have Brace Medicine and Earplugs Medicine. You're going to want to get, you know, whatever you feel like getting so long as it's got medicine on it, because you're making up for the fact that the set bonus of Safi'Jiiva is going to be taking away your health. So keep that in mind. You definitely want to have something with medicine jewels down there. I have Brace and Earplugs level 1. Ideally, what I actually wanted to have was Phoenix Medicine. Like, that'd be really good, because whenever you get burned, whenever you get any problem, the Phoenix jewels kick in, and you get additional damage. Okay? And the maintenance decos I already explained what those were for. So now let's take a look at the finalized version of this build. You got Critical Eye 7, you got Dragon Attack 6, Critical Boost 3. This comes with the actual set itself, by the way. We didn't even have to socket for it. You got Artillery level 3, and I hear you guys. You're going to be like, oh, but what if I got Zora Magdaros' Essence, and then I put it together, and you can have, like, you know, 2-piece Zora armor and 3-piece Safi? Isn't that better? In my opinion, not. But I still haven't gotten to test out this set as much as I wanted. I've gotten a couple of hunts in. I need to get a couple of more. But in my opinion, you're better off like this, because you'd be cutting down on like 20% affinity. You'd be trying to slot in all these additional skills to make up for it. And in my opinion, this is a set that is not around exclusively the artillery of the Gunlance. This is a set where you're actually going to be dealing respectable damage with the poke of the Gunlance, while at the same time taking advantage of the true damage of the shelling, as well as the additional stagger that the shelling brings with it. So just trust me. Try it out, okay? But anyways, we got level 3 artillery still, because we still want our shells to deal damage. You got Evade Window 3 that comes with the set, but it is also useful. A lot of times it will allow you to roll through some attacks a little bit easier than usual. You got Evade Extender level 3 because I like mobility on my Gunlance, and also because these decos come with Expert. All of the decos that I put on the set, they come with Critical Eye as well. So it's not like I'm just getting a random Evade Extender here. I'm getting Evade Extender and Crit Eye, okay? Then you got 2 health boost. That was as much as I could fit into the set. I wanted to get 3, but it would involve sacrificing other damage dealing stats that I'm not ready to sacrifice just yet. And then you got Blight Resistance 2. See, even the Blight Resistance, it synergizes so well if I was able to get those Phoenix Medicine Jewels, that I think the set would just like glow that much more, okay? It would be that much better. But anyway, then we have Capacity Boost. We have Guard level 1. Mind's Eye Ballistics, because like I said, bouncing off your poke is a pain. Guard up, because sheathing your Gunlance takes too friggin' long. You got 2 Recovery up when you have the Glider Mantle up, and 2 Specialist when you have the Temporal Mantle, as well as Earplugs and Flinch Free when you have Glider Mantle. Like I said, I do believe that Phoenix would be better, but do remember, if you're in a multiplayer environment, it could be a bit of a problem. People smacking you around, particularly if you have a bunch of Longsword Larrys in there. And then you have Safi'Jiiva's Seal with True Dragon Vein Awakening. Now, Dragon Vein Awakening, basically what it says is enhances attacks even more with weapon drawn, take damage when attacking, but it can be recovered by continuously attacking. And because you can do a lot of pokes and poke shell poke and all that, you'll be able to keep yourself healed up pretty decently. But when you have the full set of this, whenever you draw your weapon, you're going to gain 40% affinity on your base stats. With this set, you're going to be hitting 95% affinity. It's 5% short of 100, but it'll get you there, okay? It'll do the job. You'll see that, like I said, 95% of your hits are going to be crit. Almost all of them are going to be crit. And you will see that them pokes are going to be hurting quite a bit. Now, do remember, you need to swap the element depending on the monster that you're fighting, and I know that a lot of people don't like that. I personally have been wanting to do an elemental Gunlance build for quite some time. And Safi'Jiiva has allowed me to do that. And I'm very curious to see what you guys think about it. Because I know that a lot of people are like, oh, it's not meta, therefore it doesn't matter. But I find value in exploring these alternative playstyles, and it also lets you use the fancy new armor with your Gunlance. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I know that I sound like a crazy person suggesting people play Elemental Gunlance, but try it out. Let me know what you guys think. I know I'm going to be trying it out. Not in the Siege, though, because it's a pain in the ass to play this in the Siege. Particularly with the group I play, I kind of need to tank, and tanking with this, oof, not really the best of ideas, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think about it. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit it up with a like button. If you did not enjoy the video, hit it up with a dislike. Feedback is important. Feedback which you can leave, by the way, in the comment section down below. Stay strong, and may your shields never break.